Welcome to section 12 with Rev and Blue. Today, apparently, we're going to be talking about questions, fun questions to ask a couple.
All right, so we've been married for 20 years. This year it will be 21.
Feels like an eternity.
Whatever. But it's super fun to ask these questions back and forth.
Do you ever feel like the floor is just going to cave in?
That's what I was saying. Just a minute ago, that's what I was saying.
Gotta love these old buildings. Anyways.
Okay, so what's the worst movie you've ever seen?
Worst movie I've ever seen. I feel like there's one that we left the theater for, but I can't remember. No, I got it. The Airbender. The last Airbender. The one...
M. Night Shyamalan?
Yes.
Holy cow. I've always liked his stuff, but that was the worst. And it's because
I was the most disappointed.
I think everybody was, and I think the reason everybody was because people were fans from watching the TV show, and then our whole family watched the TV show. Yep. It was an awesome time. I think we watched it like 4 times before, like all the seasons, 4 times before the movie came out, and then the movie came out, and the first thing he did in the movie was change the kid's name. I don't care. Yeah, he called him Ong instead of Aang. And it just, you don't mess with stuff like that in a movie if you run with what was good.
If you were given the chance to live the life of any fictional character, who would it be and why?
Fictional character. I'm going to go with Thor on this one. And I think the reason why is because not only is the dude like dope strong, like rah, but he lives for freaking ever. Like, this is awesome. He's seen all this stuff change and go on around him and has lived this life. Has the ability, like, money's not even an option in his world. Like, he's like the king or prince or whatever he's and yeah. Which color do you identify with most? Not your favorite color.
No,
Which one do you identify with?
I know, because my first thought was purple, and then I was like, but I don't identify with purple. I'm gonna go with orange.
Orange?
Yeah. It's a little wild, but can also be subtle. It's like a happy color.
Is it because your hair's orange, or was orange?
No, my hair was never orange, it was red.
You look like Little Orphan Annie as a kid.
Okay, I did. But I would say orange just because it's, like, you can use it in so many different things. And it's not like an everyday color. It sticks out and it stands out. And it's not a primary color, so it's complex. I'm going to go with orange.
All right.
Who was your childhood celebrity crush?
Oh, you're jumping in here.
Sorry.
Well, that's still a crush. There's still the very first movie I ever watched was E.T. And so Drew Barrymore. I'm only a couple years younger than her, so I'm 43. I think she's 45.
And I'm 44. So
and I could be wrong. Drew Barrymore, go ahead and contact me and tell me if I'm wrong. But I think you're 45. That's 2022. So contact me, let me know if I'm wrong or right, but Drew Barrymore has always been like the childhood, like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Crushing started at like 5.
I was
4.
Well, that movie came out in 82, I think.
I don't know, but you were.
So I was only 3 when it came out. Like it was either 82 or 83. I was like 3 or 4, so I was really young, and I thought she was the coolest thing ever. Like I remember watching the movie. I remember going to the theater with my aunt and watching the movie. Thanks, Aunt Sharon. But I remember going and watching and just thinking she was so cool. Like I don't know. That was the start of all of it for me. I still look back on that and just it was amazing. They made the kids fly and I knew even at that age I knew it was. I didn't know what to call it.
That's where your whole love of film started, like,
absolutely.
From that.
And I didn't know. I'm sure there was a side of me that believed it, like that. Wow, they really flew, but I don't know that I did. There was like, it was the cinematography was cool to me, and it was a big screen. It was the first movie I ever saw, so I sat there and watched it on this massive screen, and I'm pretty sure we were sitting up front somewhere because I remember looking up at it, and so I don't know. That it would definitely be Drew Barrymore.
All
I
right.
bet you knew I was gonna say that too, didn't you?
I did. Like,
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious how many of these we will know of each other already.
Oh, we probably will too.
I know.
I didn't get the color one. I wouldn't have got.
Ah, unpredictable, like orange. All right, what's your question for me?
Have you ever been kissed by somebody of the same sex?
Not romantically.
Okay.
I was like, do grandmas count? Does our daughter count? No, not romantically.
Okay.
Not even unpredictably romantically.
Like not them just coming up and
randomly came
kissing you and
kissing
thinking
me.
it was.
Yeah.
I asked you that so you wouldn't ask me that. No, I have not. But I just. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Good.
Growing up, what were the nicknames that people gave you?
Okay, so my nickname growing up was Footzer. It doesn't mean anything. It was my aunts and my mom called me Footzer, and they would tickle me, and I still my aunts still call, like, two of my aunts still call me Foots, and actually some of my cousins call me Foots as well, because that's what they called me for years. So Footzer Berdutzer. Yeah, cheesy but a lot of fun. I love it. I embrace it. I embrace it. So whatever.
I love it.
I'm gonna go to some that you asked me. Who was your childhood celebrity crush? I'm curious.
Okay, this one's really funny. So it was Davy Jones from the band The Monkees. And I literally
I did know that.
he was like 50 years older than me. And Susan, do you totally remember this? Because my best friend Susan and we totally were crushing on Davy Jones. But not Davy Jones like at the age he was when we had a crush on him.
Sure.
It was like Davy Jones from when the band first started. So they were like, so picture like the young Beatles, you know, that's the age that the Monkees were.
But they weren't the Young Beatles. They were the Monkees. So anybody who's interested,
Hey,
you can go.
hey,
I'm
we're the
sure you can
Monkees.
find that TV show somewhere.
People say we'll monkey around.
You always slow everything down like you're gonna romantically dance with them. That makes sense now. Like, hey, hey.
Well,
it was
that's
like a
how I
fast
pictured
song.
it.
Hey, hey,
Anyways,
we're the Monkees.
I don't even think he's-
And she's like, hey, hey, we're the Monkees. Ooh.
I just make it my own.
That's,
Shut up.
I think where
But
she
yeah,
goes
so
with
it
it.
was a very strange crush to have because he was so much older. It wasn't like a normal crush.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a dare for money?
Oh yeah.
Is it something you can tell about or just...
Well, I can tell. We used to do stuff like that all the time. So there was, I mean, I don't know if it would be a bet or a dare, but it was always bet you don't. And then was what we would say. And then when somebody be like, screw that, and somebody, you know, another person would pop up with, I'll give you $20 if you do it. And then we would do it. So there was like nude races down the street, like streak races. And then on the run back, you grab your clothes. We would do. We had a lot of stuff. Some stuff I'm not going to talk about, but like, it was like the college years, you know, where it was just whatever flew. So.
I've now hit all the things with my can.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Why don't you just ruin our podcast? Okay, no. On a serious, let's go back to the real serious questions. What's the first thing you would do if you won the lottery? And not like, woohoo,
much
I won
did I
$5.
Right, that's what I'm asking.
No,
How much
like-
did I win?
Like millions. Let's
Okay.
let's do like one of the 200 million lotteries. So that like the sky's the limit kind of a thing, you know?
I would pay off our house and my parents' house and anybody else close to us that had a mortgage. I would save some of it, I guess. No, realistically, I would just make sure that all of our needs were met. Our house is paid off, fix anything that's wrong with it, get a car. Like just a brand new car that's really, really dumb to own, but like would be really fun. So I don't know what it would be, but yeah. And I would donate to everybody I could possibly think of. Like, Here you go. You get $1,000 and you get $1,000.
You would just give it all away.
I would. I would walk up to the most random people and be like,
I would be so sad because in a year I'd be poor.
yeah, but we would have no mortgage and no car payment and none of that. So
And a regretful story about wasting $200 million.
I would not regret 1 minute of giving away all that money.
Gotcha.
Not one.
No, I'm all about giving money. Don't get me wrong. I love that idea.
I think it would be really fun,
But
like just to walk up
sure.
to people or pay for like, hey, I'm paying for this line of people's groceries or just, random things like that. I think would be really cool.
No, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. I would invest.
I did say save.
You said save. That's not investing.
Like very, very quickly and briefly, I like moved right
Like the
past
first thing
it.
I would do was pay the taxes that I had to pay on it, and then I would invest a bunch of it, and I would then, after investing and getting all this stuff done during that time, I guess, because that'd all take time, I would pay off my debt and stuff like that. And then once everything was invested and I had money set up right, then I would help people out. Obviously the people close to me would be helped out, things like that. But I would definitely not just give it away first. I'm a little bit more. I grew up poor, and so I've, of course, as a poor kid, thinking about winning something like that was always like this big, elaborate thing. And I learned young that you don't win everything. Like people win shit. Don't get me wrong, but they squander what they win. So I'm like if I have $200 million, I'm going to figure out exactly how much of that is mine and how much of that is the government's. And then I'm going to sort out from there what investments I need to do. Cause I look at longevity. That's just me.
So speaking of people, if you had a clone, what would you make him do like every day?
If I had a clone, half of my work.
But what parts would you make him do?
Exactly half of it. So I know that sounds nuts, but so if it's my clone, then he's thinking and feeling the same thing I'm feeling. So giving him all the work, I'd feel bad. I'd feel
That's
bad
funny.
because he'd be like, I'm the guy who plays video games and doesn't like to run over the people in the video games. Like, I try not to. I'm like, oh, sorry, just because I like people, like I said.
One of them could be blue shirt guys, so you
Right?
never know.
But this one's not in here, but I'm going to ask you, if you could have any superpower in the world, like any superpower, what would it be?
So I'm not going to say anything like the traditional ones because those are boring.
And if you need to, you can go to like you said the character, like what character's powers would you want? Because
No, I've got one.
some can fly and are super strong, so it doesn't have to be limited to just fly,
So I would want the power to be able to like help fix any situation that's broken. Just instantly know what I need to do and then be able to have whatever it is that needs to solve that problem. So if I walk up and the problem is somebody's hungry, boom, I give them food.
Taco.
If I walk up and somebody's stroller is broken with their kid in it, boom, I have the tools and the parts in my hand and I can fix it.
Wow, you're fascinated by that, huh? Like that's something you like, the function of being able to fix things.
Or help solve problems.
Okay, so like two people are arguing.
Mm-hmm. I would instantly understand how to solve their problem between the two of them in like a compromise.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Nice. How would you use that in life for yourself? Are you looking for the ghost? I heard it.
I'm still looking for the ghost.
We're not going to see the ghost.
That?
I'm happy that you're here, by the way, ghost.
How would I use that in life? Well, first of all, I could parent teenagers pretty easily.
Yeah, that would be good.
And toddlers and all other ages. But I would be able to just solve problems immediately. The light bulb's out. Boom, got a light bulb to put in there. The kitchen stove needs to be clean. Boom, I have the stuff that I need to clean it.
Does that include, because this is where
Flat tire.
You're on a fuzzy line here, but somebody dies, can you bring it back to life?
No.
Because that breaks codes.
That's beyond.
All right. Not God power. You just want like awesome fix power.
I want like, mediocre out of the box, be able to solve problems power.
All right.
But I feel like it would be really useful.
Like my drink's empty. Full.
New drink.
New drink. That would be my whole.
Like Thor when he got his beer filled up
I just want
really
that
quickly.
mug.
He like
That's
drank
all I
a little
want.
bit. The mug was like this big. Like it looked big in
I don't
Chris's
drink tea.
hands.
What do you drink? Not tea.
Not tea. And then he drinks it and then boom, it's full again.
Oh, that'd be good.
That'd be really cool.
That'd be good. I just want the cup.
I'll try to find you a cup that big.
No, I just want the cup to fills itself.
Oh, well, I'll have to look harder for
All
that.
right. That's all I want. I just want to be able to drink and then it fills. Drink, fills. All right. Okay. Who would you rather, a nosy neighbor or nosy... What? Which would you rather have, nosy neighbors or nosy neighbors? That's all it says. Would you rather have...
Noisy.
Noisy.
Or noisy.
I saw it as nosy and nosy. So noisy neighbors or nosy neighbors? I'd rather noisy ones, I think. No, it's hard to say.
That is a really tough one.
Man, what would you think?
Well, we've had noisy neighbors before, and it drove us bonkers. We sort of have had nosy neighbors, but for the most part, nobody even comes out of their house on our road anymore.
Yeah, I know.
I would say nosy rather than noisy.
Okay.
Because you could just, like, shut your door. Ignore them if they're nosy.
The noisy neighbors we've had in apartments, or like when we had people upstairs from us and stuff like that. That's what I picture a noisy neighbor, right? But like neighbors, like the summertime, our next door neighbors, the kids will play they'll jam in the backyard and stuff like that. I don't mind that.
Yeah, but noisy if they're playing good music is okay. But when they're playing trash music and you're like, mm-mm.
No, I get that. I used to scold the kid next door to shut his music off because it was trash music. Mm-hmm. And he was freaking 12 years old. That didn't need to be there.
If you could have a song play every time you entered a room, what would it be?
It's funny because the first thing that pops into my head is Fireball. Nice. Fireball. So that would be a good one. There's another one too that's similar to that would be, but it would be like that kind of
like an exciting
woo,
epic.
Like it would get me excited every time I walked into a room. Okay, what fashion fail did you embrace?
Oh man, I was a child of the 80s. What didn't I embrace that was awful?
Yeah, but a fashion fail, like what did you do wrong and you just ran with it? Like we're gonna do it.
That's a really tough one for me because I've never really followed trends and I've never really followed like fashion things.
I don't know that it means that. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
I was at the clubhouse one night dancing. And
like has my boob ever fallen out?
yeah, sure. You know the story. You
That's
know the story I was going to say.
That's why I understood what you were saying.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever like had a fashion faux pas. Oh wait, I think there was a time that I can remember, and I don't know where I was or what I was doing, but it was like I either ripped the back of my pants or sat in something or whatever, and I just promptly took my sweatshirt off and wrapped it around my waist and kept going. We were in like DC or somewhere like on a class trip. It was.
I distinctly remember you sitting down one time and your crotch ripped sideways around your leg. On your pants, like it ripped
that pair
all
of
the way.
jeans.
Yeah, that pair of jeans, and you were like, and just kind of rocked it. Now
like
it wasn't as bad
suit.
as mine. Mine, I was so to fill in the gap. I was dancing. I got really low. I was dancing with a friend's wife, and we were goofing off. Me and my friend and his wife and a bunch of people. We were dancing around, just goofing, and I bent down and my pants ripped right up the crotch, like from ball to back. I mean, it was all the way. And I was like, whatever, and I kept dancing. And then somebody later, after we were dancing, somebody was like, oh my God, did your pants rip? I think your pants were ripped, bro. And I was like, oh, they ripped when I first started dancing. They're like, oh, what? You kept going? And I'm like, oh yeah. So then the rest of the night, I would get in front of people and say, "Oh, you dropped this," and I'd bend over and pick it up and turn around and look at them. That was me. I have no shame though, none whatsoever. I also didn't mention to you guys that I was not wearing underwear, and so it was. No.
All right, this is my last one for you. Which actor or actress is best fit to play you in a movie about your life? Notice I said actor or actress.
Queen Latifah.
Would play you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Awesome.
She'd be my jam.
Good answer.
No, I don't know. Who would be mine? Actor or actress? I'm gonna, obviously an actor. What part of my life?
I don't know. They're making a movie about your life.
So like my young life, it would have to change. So
Well, yeah, you can't have
age-wise.
the same actor. So right now, you're making a movie about your life right now.
Right now, currently, I would say that it would be a good actor that looks similar to me. What actor looks similar to me? Oh, why can't I think of his name?
Well, you
Ocean's
kinda have
11. What's his name?
George Clooney.
George Clooney.
And
I would
also
say
Mark
George
Ruffalo.
Clooney.
Like
What's that?
You could do a Mark Ruffalo as well.
Okay.
Hulk.
Yeah. Just dark features with the little gray. You throw a little gray in his beard. I used to have black hair, so that's what I look at. Is I'm like, okay, who kind of looks like me? Because some of these actors nowadays, it doesn't matter what the part you put in front of them. These guys are incredible.
Yeah.
Those are two of them that you can put anything in front of them, and they're gonna rock that. Like, so I mean, I would go for accuracy of appearance more than anything. There's a lot of actors that I really appreciate. And why couldn't I think of George Clooney's name? That was weird. Funny actors to play me, totally go with Adam Sandler. Like, you want comedy, bring it. Get Adam Sandler to play my part. As long as it's a funny story.
I like it.
Who would your actress be? Or actor, for that matter, if you wanted George Clooney to play you in a movie? That'd be cool.
It'd be a little weird. I don't think he could pull me off. I mean, he's got a broad
He could pull
range,
you off.
but I don't think that he could.
He could definitely pull you off.
I don't think he could handle the red wig.
You could pull him off. You could like be him, act like him, and then, we cut your hair real short like his. No.
Nope.
Glue it to your face. You could do a little.
I'm not cutting my hair.
Okay.
Well, obviously, Julia Roberts would be amazing because she still looks amazing even though she's like 50.
Shh. We don't talk about how old she is. She's older than 50.
She is not.
Julia Roberts.
No.
You said
yes, but no.
You said Julia Roberts.
Either that or Amy Adams, I think would be a really fun one to play me because she's super fun.
Well, holy cannoli, she is right there. She's
Told you.
54.
See?
So she is 10 years older than us. I thought, I always knew, like, she always looked really young, but I didn't know, because there's a lot of people I went to high school with that don't look that good.
I know. That's what I'm saying. And I look
Most
very,
of the people
very
I
old
went to
'cause
high
I'm
school.
44, and so she, as a 54-year-old who looks like she could be 42, could totally play me.
She could play any part. She's amazing.
Yeah.
She is absolutely
I
amazing.
don't have her smile.
How old is George Clooney? Now, see, I want to know this.
George Clooney's like 55.
How do you know this stuff? How do you know this stuff? So that everybody knows, we had this whole conflict of trying to figure out what we were going to talk about. And I talked about movies, and she was like, eh. And then she came up with this cool, like, the questionnaire thing, which was fun. I enjoyed it. But she knows so much about actors and actresses. I'm terrible
really
with this stuff.
random
I don't even know
skills.
how old my kids are. How do you know who these people are?
Addison will be 13 tomorrow.
That I know. That's not.
The other children are 16 and 18.
How old did you say George Clooney was?
Like around 55. Am I right?
60. So it's pretty damn good. Yeah, we do a movie about us with George Clooney and Julia Roberts.
That'd be a good. I would watch that movie.
I mean, they play well together anyway.
Yes,
I mean, we've seen them.
Totally watch that movie.
I would totally rock that movie. Yeah. Hey, so when the movie comes up, you guys will be our first picks.
No, instead of Ocean's 11, it's Section 12.
Oh.
Oh, see what I did there?
That would be pretty good. Probably not as cool of a storyline, but it would be pretty epic either way.
I think our lives are pretty interesting.
It's negotiable.
I think I could.
I love my life.
I could do without some of the interesting parts of our life.
I love my life. I just don't know how interesting it is. All right. You ready to wrap this up?
Yeah.
All right.
What's up? Peace.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, catch you next time. Thanks, guys.